In August 2019, a man who knew too much died in a jail cell. His name was Jeffrey Epstein, a billionaire financier, a convicted sex offender, a man connected to presidents, royalty, scientists, billionaires, and some of the most powerful people on Earth. But after his death, something bigger began to unfold. Millions of documents, emails, flight logs, photos, court records. Together, they became known as the Epstein files. Over 300 gigabytes of data stored inside the FBI Sentinel system, contact books, private messages, names repeated thousands of times. And then, in late 2025, Congress passed the Epstein Files Transparency Act. The promise? Full disclosure, transparency, the truth. But what followed was anything but simple. When the first batch of documents was released in December 2025, hundreds of pages were completely blacked out, entire sections erased, digital redactions so sloppy that internet users managed to recover hidden text. Victims' names were exposed. Sensitive images were published by mistake. Officials called it a technical failure. Critics called it incompetence. Some called it deliberate. On January 30th, 2026, over 3 million more pages were released, 2,000 videos, 180,000 images. The Department of Justice said this would be the final release, but lawmakers claimed more than 6 million pages existed. So where was the rest? The files mentioned many powerful figures, former associates, lawyers, politicians, including references to former US President Donald Trump, who had known Epstein since the 1990s. Trump had once called him a terrific guy. Later, he said the files were a hoax created by political enemies. His administration's Justice Department released a memo stating there was no client list, no blackmail ring, and Epstein died by suicide. But critics across the political spectrum didn't buy it. The name Ghislaine Maxwell appeared thousands of times. Epstein's close associate, later convicted of child sex trafficking. She was interviewed again in 2025, given limited immunity, transferred to a lower security prison. To some, it looked routine. To others, it looked like protection. One of the most controversial questions remains, did Epstein keep a list? A secret directory of powerful clients? The Department of Justice says no such list exists. Investigative journalist Julie K. Brown has argued that what people call the list was simply a contact book, not proof of crimes. But speculation refuses to die, because Epstein's social circle was extraordinary. Former President Bill Clinton, Prince Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, academics, CEOs, global elites. Most were never charged with wrongdoing, but their presence in the files reignited global scrutiny. Resignations followed. Investigations began in Europe. Political careers unraveled. Even Epstein's death remains a lightning rod. Official investigations concluded it was suicide. Yet for millions of people, the timing felt too convenient. A man facing trial, a potential cascade of testimony, and then silence. The Epstein files did not deliver clean answers. They delivered chaos, redactions, leaks, lawsuits, political warfare, and at the center of it all, the victims, many of whom say the releases exposed them more than the powerful men who enabled Epstein. So what are the Epstein files really? A roadmap to elite corruption? A bureaucratic disaster? A political weapon? Or simply a tragic archive of crimes that were never fully prosecuted? The documents are public. The arguments are louder than ever. And the truth may still be buried somewhere inside millions of pages.